So good evening all. So hopefully we still have some more energy left to listen to a couple of more stories. So Shyam, thanks for the introduction. So I'm Srini and I'm from Bosch. So I take care of digital transformation for Bosch in India. So Bosch, probably a couple of sentences about Bosch. So we are the #1 automotive component suppliers across the globe. So along with it, we are also hugely present into consumer electronics, industrial technology, and also the high-tech technologies. So now coming to the topic of digital transformation, sustainability, I'd like to share some of our experiences around the factories and logistics. Probably I would leave the commerce out because maybe Bosch is not the right company to talk about commerce. Yeah. So as Bosch, with our 400 odd, let's say factories, plants across the globe, and we started our journey quite some time back, how to really become carbon neutral. Yeah. So our journey started way back, and in 2018, as you see, we were producing 3.3 metric tons of CO2. So with our journey, by 2020, we became carbon neutral. But I'm not here to talk about the next slides, what are the approach about the different small text there. But key was, how did we reach that journey and our ambitious goals of becoming minus 15% by 2030. Yeah? The key for us was infusing our ESG goals and ambitions with our digital transformation journey was the key for us to achieve those results. So what you see there is, how do you apply the digital transformation into these goals? We all know digital transformation is about 4 dimensions: employees, customers, operations, and the products what we work upon. Now ESG has become a 5th dimension in the entire digital transformation, which cuts through across all these 4 dimensions, and ESG has to be dealt by design, by operations, by design into the whole process. Yeah. Now, what I would like to do is I would like to share a couple of examples around factories and one example about logistics. How did we go about bringing these two together, and what are the results we achieved, and thereby how the technology innovation was helping us. Now, being from Bosch in India, I would be sharing those examples which came from India here, being the India Advantage Summit, and how did it help Bosch globally as well for us. So the first solution was about, as part of the transformation, we had to connect all our plants and to become the factories of future or digital factory layer, whatever is that. And right, what you see, those 4 layers. There is a connection layer, you have a lot of sensors, then collect, consume, and insights. So while we are going through this journey of connecting the factories and to become the future of factories, we also had to bring in the ESG 5th dimension to the whole play, and then start collecting the power consumption of different equipment out there or machines out there. How do they operate, how much power they consume, different patterns. Now imagine combining this power consumption along with what additional data you can capture about the machine operations and machine behavior. Then we could derive upon, hey, what operations are high power consuming, when the machine is ideal. So with that, we were able to derive almost 60 pre-built KPIs which are ENPI compliant, and which is helping us to understand our machine behavior and thereby bring in almost 10 to 12% of energy savings. And you can extrapolate with so much of energy saving, automatically you could reduce the whole carbon footprint. Now this whole solution, while it starts from here, this is already deployed across all plants in India for us, 14 sites, 3,000 plus machines connected, and annually this solution is helping us to save, or let's say reduce 8,000 plus tons of CO2 out there for us. And this solution is TÜV certified, and with our learning, we are also offering the solutions not only for Bosch world, even to the external world as well. But for me, this is a good example of how you bring in ESG into the digital transformation journey and apply innovation to really solve the problem. Now, while we are going through this journey, you apply and you need to connect the machines and draw the insights. And this is a long process. You need to go and study each machine, understand how it operates, what kind of sensors you need. You need a probably pressure sensor, motion sensor, and different things to understand. But along with that, you also need to understand the power consumption. But almost all factories, the lifetime of all the plants is quite high machines, and not all equipment will have interfaces like we heard from Colin to really draw the power consumption output. Now, how do we solve that problem? And we can't leave them out, right? So that's where probably like we were talking about hackathons from other speaker here. So we had a hackathon. Hey guys, how do we address this topic? That's when this topic came up, phantom. So by the name it says it's a ghost. So this solution sits at the source of your power. This is a completely non-intrusive one. If you see on the right side diagram, there is this green one. You just plug the solution at the power supply, then it has a brain behind that. That's why we're saying giving the buildings or machines or plants a brain. So what happens, do you guys know, you see the below phantom there is a graph. Each machine, each operation has its own unique power thumbprint. So what phantom does is, it keeps collecting the thumbprints. I'm a CNC machine cutting something, or a compressor trying to probably change the air temperature, or a HVAC machine trying to suck out some hazardous gases. So each operation, it learns and it has a power thumbprint, power signature thumbprint, and by default this phantom at the edge has AI models sitting there. So once you connect, it can immediately tell you which are all the different machines out there in your plant, in our area. And thereby then it will tell you when the machine is running. The left side graph, what you see, it's telling for a compressor when it is operating, when it's getting the ideal state. So based on this, you can change your operation schedules, you can switch it off, or you also can derive, right side you see for elevator, it can understand what is the nominal power consumption when the elevator is in the good healthy condition. If there is something going wrong, based on this you can go and probably plan your advanced maintenance. So this addresses most of the challenges what I spoke in the previous one about sensorizing a machine by just using the power consumption. Now while this solution we put up for the plants and factories, this has come, a miniature version of this has come what we call as Phantom Home. So you can take it and connect in the homes or residential buildings or in, let's say, supermarkets. It can identify your fridge, washing machines, ACs, other things as soon as you connect it. So that's how it sits as a ghost behind that, helps you to do your asset management and also your, let's say, the sustainability goals you can achieve. Now while these two are into the energy and how do you maintain the factories and reach your carbon neutral goals, I think there was a topic about logistics, what do we do? So circular economy, or let's say responsible usage of materials and effective recycling and reuse is a key aspect in the sustainability goals. And also as Bosch, our motto is, we act prudently and responsibly for betterment of society and environment. Towards that goal, we have been working with few of our auto OEs, hey, how do we better utilize our raw material sources? Sometimes in almost all vehicles, you have pretty high expensive rare materials what you use, and once the vehicle goes to the graveyard, what happens to them? So this is a concept where starting from a raw material supplier to the component supplier to the OE, the dealer, scrapyard manager, everybody brought onto this whole circular economy network, and thereby each player is incentivized to responsibly act and pass on the material to the next level. Finally, when the vehicle goes to a scrapyard, this guy will be incentivized through an escrow account, through digital currencies, to give this material, let's say, good components back to the component supplier for recycling. How do we track this? So what we call something called as PUF, physically unclonable function. So for each material we generate this, and then that will be tracked in a blockchain based SaaS platform, so that you can't counterfeit, but you can track the genuinity and provenance of the parts, then you can close loop the whole flow. So this is an important aspect, and we have multiple OEs on this, and the key thing is multiple players and let's say different actors in the whole network to come together, be on this and work responsibly to really achieve these goals. So these are some examples which were, let's say, innovated from here and which are helping Bosch to change the way we operate and the way we move around. Now finally, so last year we had our smart campus, so we say this is the epitome of sustainability for us. So all our, let's say, sustainability, energy saving learnings have been put into one place into our smart campus. So I welcome you all to visit us and experience our smart campus. Thank you.